So I got started with webinars in 2008. And so I started from scratch and I did everything imaginable. Most of it didn't work. I tried all different lengths of webinars. I tried all different approaches. I hit upon the model and I spent 7 years perfecting that. And by perfecting that, I mean we set records. Doing webinars that did $9.7 million in the span of 7 days. Even if you've done a webinar in the past and it didn't work, that doesn't mean that webinars don't work. It just means you played the game with the wrong playbook. We're going to give you the right playbook. A lot of people want to say, hey, only after I know how I'm going to fill up the webinar, then I'll create the webinar. And that costs people more fortunes than just about anything. We just need a few people. You transform a few people and you can't help but to get discovered by more people. It's very hard to do more than a little with a lot. But it's very easy to do a lot with a little. Due to technology, you don't have to do these webinars live. I don't really care if it's automated or not when you're starting out. The idea here becomes, do you want to make excuses or do you want to make money? Do you want to make excuses or do you want to solve problems? Do you want to make excuses or do you want to have impact and help people? For those of you who already have an audience, you basically have a cache of unharvested revenue that's just waiting for you to claim it. And you say, well, Jason, I've tried to sell these people this product before. Yes, you have. But new information, new decision. So when people say, no, I don't want to buy your product, what they're really saying is, based upon the information and understanding I have right now, I'm not ready yet to invest in your product. But you show them something new that they weren't aware of, or you put it in a different way than they were used to seeing or hearing, and all of a sudden they say, now I get it. People think you got to have everything right, and then it'll be successful. I'll tell you, I've had webinars that you could drive a truck through the holes in them, and they still made me $1 million. I've had webinars for 4 years to the same exact audience, and they still produce the same amount of revenue in year 4 as they did in year 1. You say, well, what changed? The webinar didn't change, but the person watching it changed. Winston Churchill says, the truth is incontrovertible. Malice may attack it. Ignorance may deride it. But in the end, there it is. But until you have that truth, you don't have the power to make it undeniable. The webinar ultimately gives you that truth, and then it will become undeniable. It matters not so much about the person, but about the process. Until you have that process in place, everything else matters for naught. And I could talk to you about my many years of studying conversational hypnosis. I could talk to you about my many years of studying neurolinguistic programming, my many years of reading every possible book that you could think of on the matter of selling, and distilling the core essence of the one thing here, the one thing there, the two things here, the three things there, the one thing there, and Frankensteining that all together, taking it out in public, testing it, refining it, testing it, refining it, tweaking it, refining it, trying it, refining it, and playing with it and refining it over and over again, right? I could do all that. Or I can just say, here it is. Now I give you those answers. Yeah, so here's my agenda today. My agenda is just to have more people do better webinars. The more I can move you in the direction of doing webinars, the happier I will be. And you can do the research. All trails point back to us because we figured this stuff out and we pioneered it. You can go out of your way and spend the time toiling around and then come back to us, or you can just say yes to us today. What I care about is making your business better. And I don't do this because I'm Mother Teresa incarnate. I do this because it's smart and effective business. The more millionaires I make, the more millions I make. I just want to help you and uplift you in any way, shape, or form. But the reality is I'm doing you a disservice if I make you work 10 times as hard to get what you need. I do it, frankly, because I'm tired of seeing people do webinars the wrong way, to work 10 times as hard to get 1/10 the result. I do it because it makes sense to do it, and I offer it to you. And I would love for you to say yes and join us on this journey